good news in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. has been doing a lot of good things lately. Remember, they booted out Walmart a little while ago, and they upped the minimum wage for big businesses in the area. Well, now in Washington, D.C., they may have found a new innovative, cost-effective way of building houses for Habitat for Humanity, for the poor. It's this new super energy efficient solar powered home. The only one that's finished right now is a duplex, so you can have two families living in the same building. Right now, the owner of one of the duplexes is Lakia Cully and her three boys, Kamari, Christopher, and Carl. She works as an administrative aide at the Department of State for the last 9 years, and she now lives in this new solar-powered home that is called, quote, a passive house. And it is called a passive house because it's so energy efficient that it has a net zero intake and or outtake of energy.
I love that.
The design started out 2 years ago as an entry in the Department of Energy's biannual solar decathlon. Yeah, decathlon. It was an entry called the Empower House, and the concept was created by students of engineering and architecture coming together from the Stevens Institute of Technology, the Parson, the New School for Design, and Milano School for Internet Affairs, Management and Urban Policy. It is entirely energy efficient and cost effective because their goal was to make it so that this wouldn't be substantially more expensive than building a regular house. Otherwise, it wouldn't be practical. So they wanted this to be a practical endeavor, and the prototype is a model that they want to use for low-cost housing all over the country in the future. The super insulated and airtight house maintains its energy efficiency by eliminating all leaks to the house, so that all the leaks combined are less than a postage stamp. So, and they brag that they can actually heat the entire house with just a blow dryer in about 90 minutes, and you'll heat the whole home.
All right.
So,
my first question is this a hobbit home?
No, not at all. It's a two-story home. It has an upstairs, huge, wide upstairs back porch. It has living room, kitchen room, wide open spaces. But it has 12-inch walls. It has triple glazed windows. It is super insulated, like I said, and as a result, it uses 90% less energy than a typical house its size.
Okay, so another question: what are the costs? What are the costs to build a home like this?
Good question. That was my next point. It only costs to build the final street value, if it were to be sold as is, would be $200,000.
All right. So, and where
and
is
that's
this
about
located again?
and that's about the same cost to build any house in the D.C. area.
Oh.
And yeah, this is in Washington, D.C. And Lakia and her boys got the house because of some government grants and subsidies. She was able to get the house on a $133,000 30-year mortgage. So that's pretty good. I wish I could afford a house that nice for $133,000, and that's a very manageable 30-year mortgage. So the payments each month are very low. And the savings that she will make in that 30 years in just energy savings is estimated to be $72,000. And there are 6 more houses that are in the makings right now in the D.C. area, ready to be built. These are going to be townhomes instead of the duplexes.
Well, that's fascinating. I'm in favor. I like this idea. I mean, I always like it when we have sustainable energy sources and building homes for people that need them. You combine both of those and you've got win-win. I love it.
That's basically what what the commissioner and what the experts are saying on this issue is that if we can give the same, if we can maintain the costs and keep them as low as they normally are and give people energy efficient, sustainable homes for them to live in, then yes, it is definitely a win-win, and they feel the exact same way. This isn't going to cost them any more than any other Habitat for Humanity home, but it's going to save the person that gets the home thousands of dollars.
Well, not only that, but like you had mentioned, it saves a lot of energy, which means a little bit less pollution, you would think, from a little bit less oil needed to heat, gas, less. You would need less than that to heat the house now.
And it's also a solar powered home, but it needs a very small solar panel because it's so energy efficient, which also cut down on labor and installation costs.
Now we've been doing a lot with solar panels. Scientists, I mean, they've been really fleshing out the technology a lot lately. I mean, I read a lot of recent advances in solar technology, so this is definitely the way to go, I would think. If I could, I'd plop some solar panels on top of my apartment. That would be great.
That would be wonderful, and hopefully in the future, a lot of people are working really hard, people who care, trying to get it to where in the future it is much easier for poor people, the people who really need to see their energy costs go down, getting poor people so that they can have solar power in their own home.
Sean, thoughts?
I've always been in favor of solar power, not subsidizing it, but I've been in favor of the idea. I think it could work in the future.
That's fair enough.
If they could bring the cost down, right, which it seems like they had, then I'm in favor of it. Like if Habitat for Humanity wants to build these houses and make them more energy efficient, like I don't have a problem with that. It's not, to me it's not a matter of like me being against, like I was never against solar. I just thought that it just needs to be developed more, and that eventually it will work, because how can we not harness the power of the sun? Like
that'd be incredibly stupid. We would have to be stupid not to harness the sun. But then of course you've got people that say that the best gift that we've been given by God is the fact that we can poke holes in the earth and oil comes out. Those are the idiots, the dinosaurs that are keeping us from further developing solar power.
But even if you believe that oil was a gift from the gods, I mean, wouldn't the sun also be created by God?
Of course,
absolutely.
Of course it would. That's like the best gift,
the sun gave us light.
The best gift in the world.
The sun gave us light before we even had drills.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, even as far back as the inventors in the excuse me, in the 19th century, and Thomas Edison, said that eventually we're going to have to look to the sun because that's the ultimate energy source. We would be fools not to use that to our advantage.
Absolutely.
And this is excellent. This is an excellent plan because, like you said, Jeff, it is absolutely win-win-win-win-win all around. Because let's say we put them on let's say we make all Habitat for Humanity houses like this, and even go so far as HUD subsidized homes. They could do this as well. In a lot of cases, families are so poor that they need an energy subsidy to help them pay their bill. This would eliminate that need because this woman, Lakia, she expects 0 on her electric bill. She's still connected to the grid. Most people who have solar panels still have an electric bill, but hers is expected to be next to nothing or nothing.
Yeah, but you're forgetting about the one person, the one company, or I should say the one industry that really loses out with this. Well, and that's the oil and gas industry. Right now, looking at this project, they probably have a sad.
Well, yes. It's not only them. It's your General Electric company. Like most electric companies have had a monopoly over a geographic area for years now. So, like,
Actually, I was reading that in some of the states they have laws where other companies cannot compete with energy
yeah,
contracts, with providing energy to an area. I think I was
Right,
reading a story earlier where Georgia, there's only one power company that's allowed to distribute power. So they literally have a monopoly in some states,
yeah,
which
right,
should
like
be fucking illegal.
in my state, we have regional monopolies. Con Ed is New York City. Long Island has Liper. Like it's regional monopolies. And if you want to put a solar panel on your roof, then they have to inspect it. And basically, the way it works is if you hook it up to the grid and you add extra power to them, then they'll come by and inspect it. But if you just want to be off the grid, then good luck getting an inspection. So like they do not want to see their monopoly go away.
Right, and I can also think of another losing party when it comes to this kind of program is the politicians that are bought off by large energy companies that pass these laws that allow these monopolies to happen. I mean, they're going to lose out too. They're probably crapping their pants.
absolutely.
But
All right, but
I'm
definitely,
totally in favor of this. And if anybody has any
I
last
am
thoughts.
I am 100% in favor. In fact, I'd like to look into how to apply for a Habitat for Humanity home, because this is a, full-time working woman. She's not homeless. So it would be. I would love to have a solar panel home someday. But yeah, definite win for Washington D.C. It's making it look much more appealing to go there.